to reward myself for not spending any money. Hello friends, welcome to a new video. My name is Liz and this is Liz Arts and Crafts. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. This is going to be a relaxing vlog, a crafty vlog. I do some knitting, I make a Kindle case with crochet, and I do some reading and some journaling as well. Oh, and I make a zine in this vlog. But it's future me coming in for some context first because context is very much needed. So I started filming this vlog on in early January, and it's now late January. I started filming on January 7th, and there's a blissful optimism in my voice, and it kind of is shattered when I read the news later that day and find out that ICE has shot a woman in Minneapolis, and it just impacted me. And all of the events after I've been reading about, many events every day have happened. It's impacting me. I live in Minneapolis, not in Minneapolis, but I live in the suburbs, and it's impacting my community. Like, places I like to go are closed down. People were detained illegally without due process at Mexican restaurants I like to go to. Like, it's weird and it sucks. And I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video. It's going to be very calming and peaceful after this, but I just wanted to open up and say at the beginning that I love my immigrant neighbors, and do what you can to take care of yourself. And I don't really have much to say besides that, and I want ICE out of my city, and I want less military presence in my city. It makes it very tense, and I love you all. I care for you. I'm trying to do what I can in my life not related to crafting. I'm trying to do what I can. But that being said, this video is kind of all over the place. I'm kind of just, I check in at random times, and I don't talk for a lot of it, so I did voiceovers because I wanted to still show my crafts at times, but I wasn't in a good mood. So I tried to keep it positive and everything, but I just wanted to tell you the format. That being said, let's get into the vlog and let's talk about the reading and stuff that I've been up to. This morning I've been doing some reading and some journaling. I've had 2 cups of tea already, and I've done 50 minutes of reading and then some journaling. But it's been really nice. I've been on such a reading kick lately, and so I thought I would just kick off a vlog, and this can be a reading vlog slash journaling vlog slash crochet, or not crochet, knitting vlog. Maybe some crochet. There's one crochet project I want to start. This morning I started a new book. I started Wuthering Heights. I've been wanting to read it because the new movie is coming out soon, and the new Charlie XCX album. I'm reading this for Charlie XCX. Not really, but I've been very interested ever since the new song came out, honestly, and I've been learning about it. So I started that this morning. It's going well. I really am excited for it. And I read for about 50 minutes, and I read the first 2 chapters. And then, yeah, and the reason I started a new book is because I actually finished my last book. Yay, go me, finishing books. I read Jamaica Inn, and it was so good. It was like kind of a crime mystery. Well, not really. It was more like a gothic novel, but it also had some crime elements and some mystery and some romance, and I really enjoyed it. For the atmospheric elements most, and I really liked the main character, Mary Yellen. I think she was very bold and I just liked her a lot. And like she would go against like what you'd expect, I feel like, her to do a lot, and I really liked that. I don't recommend the book though necessarily because there were a lot of like DV themes in it, so if that's something you're not interested in reading, I would avoid this book like the plague, because like the main character, she goes to like an inn and there's a very controlling like landlord slash uncle who is very abusive. So, but it was a very good book and very enthralling and mysterious and cold. And what I liked most also about it is that it was set in the end of December, or in the end of November through early January, which is the exact time I read it. Very good timeline, I feel like. I like that. I kind of like having my books be in the same season as I'm in, so that's why I wanted to also read Wuthering Heights, because it's wintry and it's like a man gets like caught in a snowstorm at the beginning at least. And then also this morning I was journaling because I was doing like I've started a bullet journal again this year, which is something I used to do in school. Like when I was in undergrad and graduate school, I always had a bullet journal. Like I love bullet journaling. And so I started a new one, and I filled in like today, what I wanted to do today, and I also got to fill in the book. Since I finished my book yesterday, I got to fill it in on my bookcase spread. So let me show you that. Okay, here it is. This is my bookshelf spread, as I called it. My goal this year is to read 10 books, which is very ambitious. I average 1 or 2 books a year usually, but I'm on a big reading kick right now, and I just feel inspired to read more this year. So we're gonna see what happens. I really did a good job with this page, and I think it turned out really cute. These are the genres I chose because I've been playing the game Tiny Bookshop. These are the genres they use in there, and it's been just fun. So I wanted to align it with that. And then I got these like stickers online a little bit ago, little Kindle stickers and star ratings. So I have to read now that I got these stickers. So that's my bookshelf spread. Here's another spread I wanted to show you. This is my no spend tracker, where I'm going to let myself put 1 sticker on this page for every day that I don't spend any money. And actually, I get to put a sticker in for yesterday. Here. This one. This sticker has been calling my name. And so the point of my sticker tracker is that I'm not gonna like restrict myself. I'm gonna use my favorite stickers I have to reward myself for not spending any money. Bloop. I'll put it right on top of this egg. It's so fun. Yeah, I've not spent on 4 out of the 6 days so far. It's the 7th now, so yay, so fun. I had some of this merino wool in this chocolatey brown color that was left over in my stash from making my recent like sweater that I knit. And so I was thinking I could use this to make a new Kindle case, because I just recently made a case for my Kindle, and while I like it and it's really pretty and colorful, it was inspired by San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it's just very bright and like summery, and I want to make a case for winter time. So I picked out this like chocolatey color, which kind of fits a warm vibe for the winter, and I just started freehanding a case for it. And to do that, the first row, or the first chain, I just made the width of my Kindle, and then I just started crocheting around in a circle, basically doing half double crochet or a modified half double crochet stitch, and I got this nice texture. And it's just a simple like pattern, but it's like fun to work up. And so I'm having fun making this. Oh, and you can see it here. I put it on the Kindle and it's fitting perfectly. It's going to be really cute when it's done. It is a full week later. I was not inspired to film for the past week, and I barely did any crafting. I did a little bit of knitting on my sock and a little bit of journaling in my bullet journal, and then this crochet project. I knit in the round basically, and it was just a nice mindless project to do at night, and or not knit in the round, crocheted in the round, and just kept doing this half double crochet stitch, and it was pretty relaxing. And at this point, ooh, look at that chocolate yarn. It looks so pretty. And at this point, my Kindle can actually fit into the case, and I can start working on like the top flap basically, where it'll fold over and have a button finally. So really easy pattern, but I am liking the results because I like this yarn. Okay, so I have finished my Kindle case, and it's sort of like opens like this, and I can put my Kindle in. Only problem is I forgot to leave like a buttonhole like I wanted to right here, and I guess I could frog it, but I think I'm just gonna add like a little thing here. I don't know the words, like just a little chain here, and it can be sort of like a giant loop, and then I'll put a big button on it. So I'll check back in a few minutes when I have that added. So I ended up lying, and I only checked in once I was fully done with my Kindle, but look at it here. I added this flap. I ended up frogging it back and adding a hole for the button so that it would just be the one flap without any other stuff going on. And it's just so perfect. I also had this giant button in my stash, this brown button that I ended up using for the front. And I just like how big it is, and it kind of feels proportional to like the Kindle case, and I feel like it makes it look more interesting. So I'm really happy with this. I think it turned out functional, cute, and matches like the aesthetic I wanted it to for winter. Then later that same day, I was working on this sock because I finally made it to the heel. So I was done working in just the round. I was working on this heel flap, and it took all of my energy to work on this heel flap, I swear. So this is a close-up of me doing the purl side. It was slow going. I had to like manually move the string or yarn every single purl because my hands just couldn't move the way they needed to, and it kind of hurt. So I took this very slow, and this was just one shot, but this ended up taking me all week, this heel flap. But then I ended up doing it and finishing the heel flap, and it looks so perfect. Every stitch in its place. Look at this. Can't believe I knit this. It's looking so amazing. Up next, I'm getting ready to go to my zine workshop at my friend's place. So I'm going to be getting ready for the super cold weather here. Weather's so bad. I'm going to be wearing 6 pieces of handmade wool / alpaca clothing to keep warm. So I have my socks on, wool socks, this alpaca sweater. It's so warm and thick and cozy. Ooh, I love it. And then of the same yarn, plus this one also has mohair in it, are my leg warmers. My hat, this one also has that mohair, so it's like kind of a vibe, like a matching vibe. And then my balaclava, this one's not wool, this one's just acrylic yarn, but an added layer. And then my first ever knit project, my chunky white knit scarf. I love it so much. So let's get dressed and go. All right, so I am in my car and I am getting ready to head out to Minneapolis for a vine making, not vine making, that would be so funny, sorry. Imagine if I was going to make vines right now. Sorry, I'm a zine making event. I'm gonna learn how to make a zine at my friend Lizzie's place. She's like hosting a workshop, so I'm going to go and I'm so excited. I warmed up my car, so actually I don't need all this, but I will once I have to walk outside because it's like 0 degrees out, -1 degrees Fahrenheit out today, so I needed to warm up my car before I got in. And I wore 5 pieces of handmade goodies to keep me warm today. Gotta pull out all of my warmest wool items for this going out in this time. So let's go make some zines. I'm gonna get a coffee on the way there too. How cute it is. Wow. I won't show it if you don't want me to.
You can.
Okay. So cute. I love the color scheme. All right, so it's a few days later. I had fun making this zine at Lizzie's place. It was really sweet of her to have me over and teach me how to make one because this is something I've been wanting to do. I know since I was a senior in high school, so at least 11 years. Don't know why I've never done it because I can literally do it with supplies I have on hand, just like paper and stuff. So thank you, Lizzie, for having me over. And yeah, and so then once I got home that night, I finished this like in my living room. I went crazy with glue and I tried to find words and stuff to sort of finish this scene. So let me show you the final product. Okay, so here's the front page. I got these serial killer letters. My fiance said that if we ever received a serial killer letter, if he ever received a serial killer letter note, he would know it was me. So he was like, Liz is the only one I know in real life who would take the time to do that, which kind of made me laugh. But I'm like, you'd be surprised. I know a lot of girlies who have their serial killer letters. But yeah, it says migration is natural. I made this butterflies, but it looks a little jank. Like, I honestly did better than you'd think I would be able to do. Yeah, and I wanted to just theme this after, like, the events happening around me and, like, just, I don't know. So I thought migration is natural. That's a good phrase. I can work on that for, like, a zine. So that's my theme. So I have a monarch butterfly because they're the only butterfly that migrates. Okay, so here's the first page. So I sort of cut out letters. I tried to only use letters from magazines, but there were 2 letters or words I ended up making myself with stamps. But I say birds move north and south for the weather. And I put these stickers and paper, and it looks so cute, I feel like. Oops. Page is kind of crazy. This is when I put all the sea animals I could find that migrated. So when I was at Lizzie's house, I was Googling what animals migrate and did some learning, like different jellyfish, sea turtles, sea lions, some of them, and humpback whales and other whales and sharks. So I had all these cute stickers and magazine clippings. So this was really fun. And then yeah, animals have been migrating for literally ever. Like mammoths and dinosaurs migrated, so I wanted to like add that to my zine, you know, makes sense. And I didn't really know what to do. I just wanted to do prehistoric vibes, so I put an egg in a prehistoric-ish picture. And it's a natural human phenomenon, so just emphasizing that this is also about humans and that migration is natural and we should not be, you know, deporting people for moving and stuff like that. So this was a fun project, I would say. It actually got me into like a flow state of working and like enjoying crafting. So now that I've made this one zine, I feel really inspired to make more in the future and some more about like my life, like maybe some stories I have, or like, I don't know, also, or like poetry, or like, I don't know. I'm really excited for the possibilities though, or like one from my childhood or something. Like you can really do a lot. Like I like the small, it's like partway between a medium and small format. I don't know, I like that it's longer than just one collage, so you kind of have to think of a story, but it's small enough that your story doesn't have to be like that in depth. So yeah, and I was kind of on a time crunch because like I was doing this in like a workshop, so I did most of this in just like a couple hours, and then I was trying to just get it done with like small simple words from there. But I would also like to explore like including more writing, like longer form and more personal stories. So yes, but this I think was a really good first scene, honestly, and just one that feels important to me and like what I felt like I had to make, because this has been like the only thing that's been on my mind lately. So yeah. Anyways, let's keep crafting. I decided on a whim that I wanted to reorganize my fancy yarn corner, and so I have this acrylic case from my markets that I am repurposing for my yarn because I'm not doing markets this year. So on top, I'm putting first these stuffed animals and then this brown yarn, that's sock yarn. I've made socks with this before and I want to again. And then on the bottom, I have this blue Erin Rinko wool yarn. I think that's hand spun or hand dyed, I mean. And then I have Crochet sock yarn in blue and white, which I have yet to use, but I will use that eventually. And my favorite shelf of all is this shelf with my pretty green and pink hand spun mohair and wool yarn. I love this stuff. It's so beautiful. I haven't used it and I've had it for 2 years, but I like looking at it, so I'm going to keep it displayed on my shelf as I please. Next is this white wool yarn from Blue Sky Fibers. Just nice wool. And then more Blue Sky Fiber with this yellow cotton yarn in worsted weight. It's just so fun to look at. Then some scragglers of mohair and wool that I just threw on the bottom. So I am really happy with how this shelf turned out. It's so colorful, cute, and honestly inspiring to crochet, even though I might not use all this yarn immediately. It's pretty to look at and makes me want to knit and crochet. My next victim is this shelf. Now that it didn't have yarn on it, I had room to put my knickknacks, so I put one of my miniatures up, and then my pretty crochet hooks that I like to keep on display. I love these ones. I got them on Etsy. And then I tried to put up this piece of art, but it didn't really fit, so I ended up finding this raccoon statue, which was like kind of cute there. Finally, the bottom shelf, I wanted to put my books up. So I had the idea to put the books I've read on the left and the books I haven't read on the right, but I ended up not doing that in the end, but you can see which ones I've read and which ones I haven't if you're curious. Oh, I love Shel Silverstein. This is my Shel Silverstein book, and I've had it for a long time. I like that book a lot. Yay! This is turning out so cute. Then finally, I felt inspired to put something on my walls, which I haven't done since moving in because I haven't felt like this wall has been final, but whatever. I'm just going to do it even if it's not permanent. So I put up my book nook and my goose tapestry and then this herbarium like canvas that I had. And I think it's just a cute vibe. And then I also had this embroidery hoop, and I thought that would be cute in front on top of the book nook to kind of hide that weird hook. And then that was that. I wish I had put this all like a half foot lower, but I think it looks pretty still. So that's it from far away. And then there's the wall. And here's the shelf in the end. I think it looks cute, cozy. It has all my favorite knickknacks and colors and stuff going. So I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm happy with a little bit of a change. Hey guys, so I am currently reading chapter 10 of Wuthering Heights, and I, for the life of me, cannot read whenever Joseph talks, the character, I think he has a heavy Yorkshire accent, and it's written that way, and it's just like I can kind of get context clues and stuff, but I just came across like this whole page and the half page before and the half page after is Joseph talking, and I can't read it. But I like did some Googling and I found this site that literally translates it for me. So I'm just gonna read this like paragraph from this site and just like I tried, but it's just too tiring for me to try and read this. Like I think it's like, I don't know, it's just not for me. I don't know the Yorkshire accent very well, and so it's hard for, and that on top of like the old words, like I'm like too stupid to read it. So, but this site is goated. So if you read this book and you have trouble with Joseph words and you want help, I would recommend this site. Let me show you. Okay, so the site is witheringheights.co.uk and then Joseph's speech. And then like here it is for like chapter 10. Like this is what I was trying to read. Like I didn't know that that was supposed to say coroner, for example. And so I was like missing all of this context. So pro tip, just, you know, I'm learning, I'm trying. That being said, I am certainly interested in the book so far. I am about a third of the way through, 30%, and it basically has set up like what's going on, and I'm interested in what will happen. And I like the narrator. It's the only character I like, Nellie. But if you guys are reading this, let me know, because I know the movie's coming out. So like I know one other person who's reading it on Instagram, and I'm just curious if anyone else is reading it or inspired to read it because of the movie or the Charlie XCX album. So I'm trying to get read up so I can sped up and read up so I know what's going on for the movie. You know what I mean? I'm making so much progress on my sock. So here is how that first sock is going. I finished that heel flap, the heel turn, and the gusset decreases. And I think I did a pretty good job. Like my decreases always have this weird bump. I don't know if that's normal or not, but it's the same on both sides. So I'm happy, and I think it looks good, and I think the stripes are looking pretty. So overall, I am super pleased with how this is going. And so this is me knitting my first sock, but I also have my second sock going at the same time. So here you can see that I've just started on like the leg portion of the second sock, but I'm doing it on like the 9-inch circulars instead of the magic loop method to see which one I like better. So here's me knitting on the 9-inch circulars now, and I'm gonna be honest, I like the magic loop method a lot better so far because I like having more needle to hold on to. I don't like having only like my index finger and my middle finger holding the needle and my thumb, and on the other needles I can hold it with all my fingers. So that's my current verdict, but I'll check in next time on the next vlog and let you know how I feel about the two methods. All right, folks, so that is everything for this vlog. I appreciate you hanging out with me and choosing to spend your time with me in my vlog. So let me know what you're doing while you're watching, if you were crafting or just hanging out or something, and feel free to comment and like this video if you got this far, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.